Hello and welcome back to our HIP Roman Restoration campaign. Last time we had some ups and downs, I guess. We beat the Aztecs in the war we were fighting against them, and our plan to destabilize them by basically wrecking the Emperor's power base, we sieged down all of his holdings and killed his armies, worked. We had some of his land go independent, and yes, these guys are actually independent, by the way. They're not in revolt against us, so I think he must have just caved to an independence faction or something. He had that happen, and also a revolt against him, so all of that is good news, but having lived only just long enough to see that happen, our father, Emperor Porphyrius the Great, died. Oh, he died of gluttony, actually. It wasn't natural causes. I suppose that makes sense. Okay. So we're now Emperor Isidoros, 26 years old. We are, unfortunately, arbitrary, chaste, and shy, which are traits I would rather not have, but we're not a bad character by any means. We are over our domain limit, but that hopefully shouldn't be too much of a problem for us. It wasn't too much of a problem for our father for most of his life. So, we're also in a war here to take one of these duchies, which shouldn't be too much of an issue here. Maybe we can actually assault this right now. We can. So we'll do that. And we are waiting to see if we have any dangerous factions or anything on succession here. So we'll be keeping an eye on this. Holding off on choosing a focus in case we need to go diplomacy to help improve people's opinions. Enemies found, we'll take the leader and end this immediately. So that's a quick and easy war. No reason to even wait for this battle to be over, I think. Okay, so we just vassalize the people in here. The duchy title we inherited ourselves. I guess we'll just grant it to one of these people, even though they're French. I suppose it doesn't matter actually, because we're just going to grant the vassalage immediately to our King of France. We'll give him that. And transfer vassalage to you. Oh, I guess we're not. For some reason. Is it because it's involved in a war currently? I think it is. Okay. Alright. Well, maybe that will end... Nope. Okay. Well, we'll just have to wait and transfer it later. That's fine, I suppose. We have collected a tithe in Constantinople, which is great. That actually gets us most of the way to fulfilling our ambition already. Which will give us one stewardship and possibly some prestige, if I'm not mistaken. But incidentally, our character having died means we no longer have a truce against the Aztecs. So we can declare another war against them immediately. Okay, our ally, the Grand Duke of Kiev, and Vladimir is calling us to arms against Polotsk. We'll accept. That shouldn't interfere with our own plans in any way. And we aren't gaining as much money as I thought. Are we actually reinforcing our retinue? We are. Guess that got put back up somehow. We'll switch that off again until at least we've fulfilled our ambition. And we do have a dangerous faction as well, which is the Independence faction, the most dangerous of all the factions. Well, unfortunately we don't have a lot of money to mollify these people, and I'm sure all of these kings are going to want huge bribes, which we won't be able to afford. Okay, so we're just going to have to take some other actions. So I think we will, for now, choose a diplomacy focus. Namely carousing, which will help out a bit. And we'll see if we have any honorary titles to give out. We'll see which of these people are the most powerful. I think our despot France is going to be our biggest problem. Maybe he's not the most powerful one here. Illyricum isn't that powerful. Ravenna actually is probably the one we most need to worry about. Well, Navarre is not a problem. Yeah, it's got to be Ravenna. So if we could afford to send him a gift, and it wasn't outrageously expensive, I might do it. For now, we'll just give him an honorary title, though. or 2? No. Not going to make him the designated regent. We will send our Chancellor there to try and improve relations with him, though. Once we find out which county this is actually in. This one. Okay, and let's hope he doesn't declare war immediately. I don't think we want to delay our war against the Aztecs, though. We want to take this as soon as possible. And I guess we'll just take whichever duchy has the most number of his domain holdings in it, which I guess would be this one. Just to weaken his power base on an ongoing basis even further. So he still has a holding up here and here. But we can take 2 if we take the Duchy of Limousin. So we'll go ahead and do that. Ah, we need to have 500 prestige, I see. Okay, well hopefully that won't take too long to accrue. At 42 per month. And we may or may not get some from fulfilling our wealth-related ambition as well. Our son and heir asks, "Daddy, where do children come from?" Well, we can tell him when he gets older. Make him cynical. Or possibly diligent, which would be very good. Basically, no good outcomes from there. Or here. So let's hope for diligent, though cynical would be okay. Even deceitful isn't terrible. Cynical is fine, I suppose. Extra intrigue. Alright, so we are only making 21 gold a month, which seems low. And apparently the retinue upkeep still costs us a substantial amount, even if we aren't actively reinforcing. Which is unfortunate. But we'll get to 500 gold soon enough anyway. I guess we can see if there's anyone to ransom. Oh, this is much worse now. 146 is not really what you want to see there. Alright, well, this guy is not a vassal of ours. We will ransom him though. Except he can't afford it, so never mind. And I guess we'll see if we can imprison and release one of our own vassals with a decent chance of success to increase general opinion. So we get, I think, 15% from a duke. Or we could try for a despot and get 20%, but it seems unlikely. Even our own brother. Which actually won't help us at all. So I guess this guy is the best candidate for imprisonment there. We'll use our Grand Domestic to increase the arrest chance. Up to 58%, which is not great. He's not that powerful though. We should be able to put him down pretty quickly and easily if he does revolt against us here, though that would not be ideal. He's safely locked away in the dungeon. We'll release him. For an extra 15 opinion with everybody. And let's move our Grand Domestic back to his usual duties. Let's see how this affects our factions. The Crown Authority faction is also above the dangerous threshold as well, but that's less of an issue. Alright, it is dropping. Down to 108. Oh, back up to 116. Oh, and we have a new Despot of Konya as well, which actually is great, because now we don't have an opinion penalty for imprisoning him. And he's relatively happy with me. We also have a brother who needs to be educated, so we'll give him to somebody for opinion, under the assumption that he's not going to probably ever inherit the throne. So we'll give him to Ravenna, who I assume is still in this faction. For now, at least. So it looks like we're not dropping any further here. Not really worried about these little factions. I don't want to hand out any bribes, even small ones, until we've fulfilled our ambition, though. I'm not happy letting this sit at 111%. I guess we'll try to hand out honorary titles to some people in here. What do you want for a gift? Really? Yeah. Why does he dislike me so much anyway? Domain too big. I guess we could consider getting rid of a domain holding or two, which would help out as well. Or we could actually use our focus and hold a party, which could potentially help. Except we don't actually have the ability to invite these people. You did pick carousing, right? Maybe we can't go carousing when we're at war, actually. That could make sense. Alright, well, we shouldn't take too much longer. We are going to take a good bit longer to get to our 500 gold. Oh, gone back up to 147 with Italia Annonaria here. We'll give him an honorary title. See if he'll leave immediately. He's fairly old, at least. Doesn't like primogeniture succession, even. Seduction in the wild. At a festive outing in the wild, I found a message left amidst wildflowers addressed to my courtier. I guess I don't know which courtier. Aglab, the would-be lover. This lady is waiting for him by the stream near the camp. I must protect him from such dangerous liaisons, or we could actually take the opportunity to go ourselves and perhaps try to seduce the fetching Tour Marquisa here. I don't think that would be in character, considering how chaste we are. Also, she's a drunkard. I guess we'll protect him from such dangerous liaisons then. And we also have a cousin to be educated who is not really of any importance, so we'll give him to some random person. And another cousin born, or kinsman. Okay, it looks like Italia Annonaria did leave. We're out of honorary titles, though. Up to 450 gold. Alright, we have a peasant revolt, which unfortunately I don't think is going to give us a opinion bonus with everybody. But maybe. And not while it's ongoing, maybe once we've crushed it. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. We'll raise Jerusalem/Egypt's army to deal with it, though. We have a commander title available, so we can possibly use this to improve opinion. And I guess we'll give it to Ravenna if he's not already a commander. regardless of his actual military skill. Oh, it looks like he may already be... Oh no, there he is. So that's another +10 to his opinion. A merchant you are acquainted with offers you his abacus. He is growing old now and is becoming less involved in the world of commerce and thinks his abacus will better serve you in your work. Yeah, we'll take it. Doesn't give us any diplomacy, so not going to help out with the factions immediately, but the other stats are useful anyway. And now that Ravenna is a commander here, we'll put him in charge of this army just in case he happens to die. Which I would not be too sad about. Apparently this guy is attempting to promote vile heresies. He's not a big fan of mine. Is he actually in factions? Looks like he's not. So we'll keep it to ourselves. Or at least he's not in the Independence faction. Guess I didn't check the other ones. So we should get our 500 gold pretty soon here. The Aztec invaders have sacrificed this metropolitan to their demon gods. After bringing him to one of their new temple pyramids, their wicked priests placed him on an altar and sliced him open with a ceremonial dagger. They then tore out his still beating heart to the cheers of their assembled warriors. Okay. Well, I guess we'll continue to fight them. In retribution. Alright, we have a despot drifting into the Empire. Which is good. And we'll see if the Exarch of Ravenna manages to get himself killed in this battle. Looks like he survived it, unfortunately. But we are going to have a follow-up to actually end this. We do have over 500 prestige, incidentally, so we can declare war on the Aztecs as soon as we lower our levies down there. We fulfilled our ambition to amass wealth as well, which is great. Oh, somebody else has been sacrificed by the Aztecs, okay. We've apparently gained a point of domain size as well, which will be effectively a +10 opinion bonus with everybody. I guess that's from the abacus, probably. So yes, we are down substantially on our faction there. Still not out of dangerous range, but it's an improvement. Okay, we can disband this now. We can enforce demands and execute him. I'm pretty sure that doesn't give us any opinion bonus with vassals. But let's just check. Yeah, seems like not. Okay. So we can take a new ambition. I guess to amass a larger fortune? Sure. Seems fine. And we'll go ahead and declare war on the Aztecs now that we have no raised levies. So we're taking the Duchy of Limousin. Declare, and we'll probably go ahead and try to destroy his armies again, and maybe even siege down his holdings again, since we should be able to do it pretty quickly. Since it's just 3 counties outside of the duchy that we're taking. And in fact, I think we can raise France's army right here and get them straight in. And I forget which county it was over here. Let's just check again. Okay, so we can raise Carinthia's army and head straight in there. We are probably going to need troops to fight his army, which is largely down here. So let's use maybe Castile for that. We can raise them in a more convenient location around here, I think. Though they don't actually have that many troops. Oh no, that's Galicia, isn't it? So let's see, we can raise them here. Just land them up here. That will be a bit faster, I think, than going by land. And maybe we'll bring Africa and Maghreb as well. Probably the fastest place to put them is maybe here. Oh, we are going to need to bring some troops up to his capital too. I don't really want to raise armies from Italy since they've been joining factions. I guess we'll just make do with this number of troops. I guess we can also use our retinue if we need to. Somebody else has been sacrificed. Not sure what war is causing all of these sacrifices. I guess it's here? Nope, this is occupied by Castile. I assume it's one of my vassals being at war with him. Or with some Aztec character. But who knows. Anyway, we are out of time for this episode, so we'll have to leave it here for now and hopefully get this war done pretty quickly in the next one. So thanks for watching, and join me again then.